Perry Kincaide is the founder and president of the Alberta Council of Technologies. He's president and chairman of the board of Kincaide Enterprises and the former managing director of KPMG Consulting in Edmonton, and was assistant deputy minister with the Alberta government. Upon retirement in 2001, Perry established Kincaide Enterprises for allocating venture capital and assigning operating offices for commercialising emerging technology-based enterprises in Western Canada. Perry continues to provide consulting and advisory services to both the public and private sectors. He was recognised in July 2007 by Alberta Venture magazine as one of the 50 most influential Albertans. Perry earned a BA from Colgate University in 1964, a Master's of Science and a PhD from the University of Alberta in Brain Research. Perry serves as a business advisor for the Edmonton Public School Board and the Canadian Alberta Fusion Institute. Perry is the Alberta Government's public appointee to the Alberta Association, Canadian Institute of Planners. He serves as director of the Paylinks Corporation, ArtCo General Credit Services, and multiple other organisations. He's the past chair of St Albert's Community Health Council and the Continuous Learning Community. Welcome, Perry.
Thank you, Jan, and thank you for the opportunity to meet with you for a number of reasons. One, of course, is as the president of the Alberta Council of Technologies. This is the culmination of a series of over a year of preparations, and I will at the wrap-up credit some of those that made today possible, not just you as participants. As I listened to the former presentations in this group, one of the things that struck me is the striving that is taking place now that SuperNet has been built, at least as far as it has been, in connecting communities with the social infrastructure, that is the health resources, the education resources, the library resources, the municipal infrastructure necessary to sustain our communities almost as they are today. I have in my career been pretty well a provocateur and a change agent. I had no idea when I got out of the university with a PhD in brain research that I was not going into the world of academia, but that I was drawn into working in the field of mental retardation and working with the disabled in order to help Alberta transform its service infrastructure in communities to one that would enable people with disabilities to live in those communities rather than in the warehouses and the institutions that we had built up into that part of the century. So I had a lot of experience early in my career in community development, and that is helping to prepare our communities to receive and retain people that up to that point were being rejected. It's amazing to see what has occurred over the last many years and to see the role SuperNet is playing and can potentially continue to play to enable our communities to remain viable. Not only to retain people and attract people that aren't there today as immigrants looking for employment, looking for jobs, but also to retain our youth in our communities when the attractiveness of moving into urban areas and other areas seems to loom large with the communication techniques that we have today. One of the things we did not address to this point in the presentation, however, is the role of small communities in community enterprise, and that is in business. There's no way that a small community is going to become viable and to sustain its viability without business. It's a source of taxes. It's a source of enterprise and the creation of jobs. Jobs that not only feed the former economy, but the jobs will feed the future economy. We talk in Alberta about moving from a carbon-based agriculture, food, meat, wheat, timber, oil and gas economy to one that is value-added. Some of the most extraordinary initiatives that I've seen in Alberta in the last some odd years since I've been involved in commercialization of new technologies have come out of the garage, off the farm, from the desktop. They don't necessarily come out of urban areas. Innovation is not the monopoly of the university and is not the monopoly of urban Alberta. There is just as much opportunity and just as much enterprise coming from our rural communities and from those communities that are often isolated. The dilemma is, how do you move those ideas to market? How do you move those ideas into the hands of others that can finance? For a small business to become successful, you need more than money. You need markets. You need management. You need manpower. Sometimes you need mergers. Sometimes you need some moxie, which is an individual who's had experience there before. With that idea sitting in isolation, just as communities sitting in isolation, there is no future. SuperNet offers the promise of creating connectivity so we can provide not just a strong social structure, but also a strong structure to enable enterprise to flourish and grow. If we don't solve that last mile, we are orchestrating a revolution that will result in the decimation of rural Alberta. We have to finish that last mile. Otherwise, there is not the connectivity to enable ideas to flow both ways. Just having a strong social infrastructure is like having families, but not providing infrastructure to support those families. Having a great library, a great hospital, a great educational system is not enough. And I know those of you that might rail against what you think are excessive profits of business. Business still is an engine that enables a community to be sustainable. We cannot live just on tax subsidies or on taxes alone. The taxes come from strong business. So I'm not here just to champion the value of a dollar. I'm here to champion the value of great ideas and to make sure those great ideas are in an environment that can flourish and can get them connected.